it's time to show if the Gunners are merely contenders or true champions.
I think merely contenders is the way it's going right now. Contenders.
What is your fan
Oh, God.
opinion on all of this, and what do you think is like a fan? What's gone wrong?
Yeah, it's super disappointing. It's super disappointing. Like, you wake up in the morning expecting like a good game, and it was a good game in the first half. But then the way the wheels fell off, especially at home, especially against Unai Emery, I don't think we need a motivation to beat Aston Villa. Given the ESR thing that happened a couple of seasons ago when they tried to just lowball us into selling him, and with Emi Martinez, everything that he said, Unai Emery, everything that he symbolizes for Arsenal, plus the title challenge, plus Liverpool dropping points, plus City winning their game. So there was like so much going on, and we just didn't show up. I think there were a lot of reasons for it, but super disappointing, super annoying. And I think one thing I wanted was for it to be in our hands. I think it's not in our hands anymore, and it's done.
You think it's done?
I think it's the thing is, like,
Is
never
it
say
past
never.
trauma, or just you logically have come to this conclusion?
No, I think it's more logical. There's a lot of past trauma. There's a lot of scar tissue, but there's also logical conclusion given the fact that what happened today, it was sandwiched between Bayern, right? Two Bayern fixtures against Bayern. So Mikel Arteta kind of rotated, but like rotated in a very weird way, disrupting the whole momentum. So one was kind of like some doubts creeping in about his evolvement and his experience and all of those things. But also we when we look at the run-in, we were looking at Tottenham away and United away as the toughest fixture. I think all of us Arsenal fans have had all the other fixtures as wins. So when you can't even like draw,
Never had Aston Villa as win. I'm sorry. Never can have Aston Villa in this form as win.
Maybe not.
Dude, okay. Do you agree that Aston Villa probably are the best side apart from the top three in this league right now? I think that's true. I can't see anyone better than them. I wouldn't say Spurs. They've been super inconsistent. Chelsea, Man United, whatever. Who has been good?
But Aston Villa have been really poor in the past 2 months.
Yeah, but like they have good players. They have great players. They
was missing. Their main metronome in the midfield was missing.
Sure, but they still had good players. They have a good manager. They're still going deep into European competition. I think apart from the top three, I would say that they're probably the best side. So it's not the end of the world.
Is it justified losing to them at home?
It's never justified, dude. Losing is never justified. But I'm just trying to find reasons. I'm trying to find some sort of explanation here. We lost to them away at Villa, and now we've lost. They've basically done a double on us.
Wow, yeah. They took 6. Dude, they took 6 points, and Fulham took 5 points. That's 11 points that we should be at least getting 8 out of, if not all 11.
Sure. Perspective though, we got 8 points out of Liverpool and City, which we don't ever get. So that way, I mean, yeah, I feel like it's
balancing leads us to again second spot only,
It does. But no, I'm not. I feel like if we have to give this a proper explanation, it probably is tiredness from the Bayern Munich game. Probably is just the amount of fixtures that we're playing. And yeah, it's also luck, dude. Like if Trossard finishes his chance, if Jesus finishes his chance, we see a different game. It's all about taking your chances, and we did not take our chances. It's not like, and this is the same story Villa versus home. At Villa Park, we didn't take our chances. And as Declan Rice said in his post-match, I think the interviewer asked him how good is this Villa side? They've done a double on you. He's like, I mean, they're okay, but like we just didn't take our chances. Both games we didn't take our chances, so it's more about us than them. And it's not like a egoistic thing to say. It actually makes sense. Like if you look at stats and things, we actually did not finish our dinner at all today. It is frustrating, especially because how Liverpool dropped points, City keep on winning. So it's becoming harder and harder, and like scar tissues of last season are coming back. But I guess we have to stay positive, right?
I think the only thing I disagree with is the fact that we were knackered. We have, dude, like, if you think about it, we have the whole squad available, right? And this is not any criticism of anybody but the team. I never see anybody from midfield contributing except for Odegaard and Rice. Like Jorginho, yes, Jorginho, of course, the third one. But then he's also like not one of those that will play every game. But there's no fourth midfielder who, you could be like, oh yeah, if this guy plays, he's going to contribute. There's no, I don't remember when the last time Vieira contributed or ESR contributed or Partey, I don't know what he's doing. If he's not fit, just keep him out of the lineup altogether, and not give us false hopes that he will turn up and live on our past glories. Just bin them, like, because if we don't trust them, because clearly Mikel Arteta doesn't trust them, right?
I mean,
Vieira,
it's not about trusting. They're just like squad players at this point. They're like basically they're just squad players. So every team needs squad players. Vieira, I'm not sure like why he doesn't even feature. ESR features now as a substitute. We have Trossard, who's on the bench, features as a substitute. Jesus sort of has become substitute as well.
Jesus. Okay, let's draw a line under the Manchester City legend / rejects.
I'll give you 1 minute to talk about Zinchenko. Don't worry about it. I feel like that deserves a special separate section for that. But right now, like basically talking about you're talking about Arteta's team selection and why he persists, why he's not like binning players. I feel like that is something to be done next season. This season we have a first 11 and then we have these like players who can make an impact. Trossard has been making an impact. Jesus has been making an impact. Today just didn't happen. Today was just it was the worst performance of the year, and it was the only time we took an L this year, bro. And even in the game that we took an L, we still made it an XG of 1.62, more than Aston Villa. Aston Villa is 1.13.
That doesn't matter, right? Like they had 2 goals. Like Liverpool made 9 XG, and they still scored 2 in the last 2 games. And
not possible. Oh, like
this
2 games combined.
Yeah. Like they created a lot of chances, like some 60-70 shots. They still didn't score, and they lost both of those games. And they are practically as good as us in the title race, which is literally on the doorsteps now. But I don't know why Tomiyasu doesn't play. Like, I don't know why. Okay, this is something that I'm really, really pissed about, and it's not about Zinchenko playing, but it's about Kiwior not playing. We've had our best run of games when Kiwior played left back, with that security and everything that comes with it. And if you're playing at home, I think just because he had like a poor game against Bayern Munich and also City to a certain extent, but those are like elite of elite teams, so anybody can have a bad game, and we kind of know that that is not Kiwior's level. So when it comes to Aston Villa at home and we need, everything is working, why do you not play him? Because as soon as Zinchenko comes into midfield, Odegaard is pushed up, and then it kind of like it just doesn't work. And then the second thing is Havertz. Havertz CF is working. Either you play Jesus at CF or you play Havertz CF. Those two people, when they are together on the pitch, they just come in each other's ways. So it's been proven like a couple of times before too, and this was the third time when exactly the same thing happened. So I think maybe it's stemming from the fact that these 2 Manchester City guys, I won't even call them Arsenal players, they tick me off so much these days that I don't know what's happening with them. What do you think about Jesus? We'll come to Zinchenko later, but like I feel like Jesus is great for transitional games, but he doesn't work for us as a starter. What do you think?
I think he's a really good tool. For both Zinchenko and Jesus, these were the players who raised our level last year, right? Like they were the first buyers that we got who actually came to compete for trophies and not just random buyers. They had the mentality for that. They raised the level of the squad, so they were important that way. We all remember how excited we were that Jesus came. He had a really strong start to Arsenal as well, and he's been good in the Champions League this year. So he's a tool. I would just call him a tool right now to use in situations where we're sometimes not being able to break down the defenses, or sometimes if we're playing like a really strong team and we want to be really good at counter pressing he works sometimes. He's also very he can play 3 different positions. He has a really good attitude. So all of these things are good for a squad player. I don't want to bash him because whenever we lose, there are other reasons that we lose. It's not him. He's not the greatest finisher, but then he doesn't pretend to be one as well. Now he accepts the fact that he's a winger / second striker / whatever. But again, like he has his moments, right? And you know exactly the kind of games that he can really do well. And those kind of games, if we don't have Jesus, we will just cry for someone like him. And you need someone like him on the bench for sure. So yeah, these things make him important for us. Coming to Zinchenko, I feel like, when he was on the team sheet, I wasn't as shocked as a lot of Arsenal fans, because I feel like Emery is going to play a high line, and we needed that like midfielder who can like probably pierce it. Zinchenko is really good at line breaking passes. I genuinely thought that Saka would be able to like get in on goal many times, which did not happen. I was hoping Martinelli plays because he had the pace to actually get in behind. Havertz gotten behind 3-4 times. Didn't do much because Havertz doesn't have the same pace as any other striker, but he did get in behind. There were moments that basically what Arteta envisioned happened a couple of times. It's just that nothing really came to fruition. And if we had Kiwior instead of Zinchenko, probably offensively wouldn't have been able to do much, which we anyway didn't, but probably defensively must have been better. But today again isn't a game where I'm going to fully bash him, although I feel like he really disrupts our high line. He's not in sync with the defenders.
I think he's done. I think he needs to go back to Ukraine. I think I'm actually done with him.
Send him to Ukraine. Let him play competitive football at least.
Like, just go, man. Like, I really like him. It's not coming from a place where I hate the person or the player, but it's just too much. Like, it just, you remember last season when the wheels came off? It was April. It was Anfield. It was Zinchenko getting megged, and Arnold basically crossed, and I think Jota scored. Somebody scored. Whatever. That kind of was the start of our ending of our title challenge, right? Literally the same time. This season, Aston Villa, I think both of the goals, if you look at the 2 goals, forget about the 2 goals. The 2 chances, the 2 posts that they hit. First one arguably was Gabriel's fault a little bit because he kind of like cleared the ball into Zinchenko, but he was still there. So he was a part of it, right? And when Ollie Watkins hit the post, it kind of like stuck and it just narrowly missed the goal and went out in the first half.
Yeah.
The second time when, I don't know who the Aston Villa player was, but he didn't even put in the challenge. He was just tried to do something, and then the other player easily got the ball and he kind of curled it onto the post. So those 2 chances were just purely Zinchenko. And then the goals. The first goal, he was right back. Like what he was doing at right back. Nobody can envision that there won't be a left back when they're expecting a left back to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, it is absolutely like mind-blowing how careless he can be with the ball in the midfield sometimes. That is what makes him tick. But then I just don't want to see him at a left back anymore. I mean, if he's that good on the ball, which he is, just make him a midfielder. We lack an LCM. Make him an LCM, convert him into an LCM and play.
He doesn't have that much of positional awareness to be and strength to be a midfielder. But yeah, again, like a tool. But I'm done with I don't want to bash him today, but I'm very okay with selling him and like moving on and getting someone really good, high class, high quality at left back, or even developing Kiwior. I'm not too bad with that because we have Timber. We actually, Arteta has missed Timber so much this season, and so many of our problems have come in that position. That position is probably our weakest, but also could have been so strong because we recruited a guy who was perfect for the kind of role that Arteta was looking at. It's been really unfortunate for us. Hopefully he comes back soon, but I feel like this week was the pivotal week, man. Like if we go ahead and get knocked out of the Champions League now, we're actually looking at nothing this season again. And
Don't
I
say that,
know,
man. Don't say it.
I
Hurts.
know
It
that
hurts like a.
I know trophies aren't everything. I know like how development and how the season's going. It's a positive sign. It's going in the right direction. But if we don't win anything again, I just hope it doesn't demoralize the squad. And the narrative is going to be really bad around Arsenal. It already is. People just wait for
Yeah.
Arsenal to lose, and people lose their shit. So it's looking like that. We can't always protect the team and protect the reputation, because
Nah.
this bottling title is, although it's not us. I mean, look at Liverpool. They were probably in front. They were 5 points in front, same as us. Like last year we were 8 points in front, but City had a game in hand. Liverpool were 5 points in front.
Plus 2 against us. So
yeah, 2 against us.
So if you build the context, yes, 100%. I mean, I don't believe in bottling, but then the point is like that's the easiest stick to beat us with, right? And last season was the same story. I think from now onwards, if I'm really not hopeful of the Premier League, not because of I'm not saying that we can't win all our games, but it'll be very difficult to envision City dropping any points except for maybe one fixture. So that's why I feel like it's done. But I think what we need to do from now onwards is just go out there and win every game, like, or maybe like a draw, but out of 6, win 5, a draw. Lay the market down that we are here. We are doing whatever we can, and if things happen in footballing gods are in our favor, then stuff will happen for us. But if not, then at least we didn't just fall off. I think that's what I want Arsenal to do from now onwards.
Each and every game. Which in each and every game, like don't even think about it. Give it your all. 100% beat Tottenham. Like I'm not having it. I'm not having at Tottenham.
You have to, we should be the game where Eric Ten Hag gets sacked. You know what I mean?
Yeah. At least I'm happy that we get this season.
Eric Ten Hag gets sacked and Kangaroo loses his Champions League. We should be the team to do that.
You're right. And even if we don't, don't win anything this season, I feel like going to the semi-finals of Champions League is a huge thing. We'll probably be top 4 best teams in the world at that point of time if we establish ourselves as UCL semi-finalists. We haven't done that since 2008, I believe, when we had
Liverpool.
That's probably we only win in the semifinals twice in our history. So that is actual monumental, tangible thing that we can feel. And then
imagine, bro, like I'm still dreaming of Arsenal versus Real Madrid if it happens. Like I just want to play Real Madrid for some reason. But anyway, sorry.
We're probably going to face City, and it's just going to be trauma multiplied by 15. It could end very soon for us.
It could end on Wednesday. Yeah. I had my passport ready. I was looking at the tickets and everything, and I'm making bold claims like old guard of honor at OT and shit, and then there's like shit on my face now. So please, Arsenal, do something.